So, Buccaneers now. Blaine Gabbert's a free agent. Tom Brady's retired. Kyle Trask, the only quarterback under contract, and he's never taken a snap in a regular season game. What do they do as they try to move forward? They still don't have an offensive coordinator. They're in a definite state of transition. It's not like you're going to attract Aaron Rodgers to Tampa Bay right now. Do you try to find one of these mid-level veterans? Do you give Kyle Trask a shot? Do you draft somebody else? What would you do if you were the Bucs?
Yeah, I mean, I think, everything's possible as it stands right now. I mean, one, I we kind of discussed towards the end of the year, not that they're a team that's got to be rebuilt, but they definitely need, some new life in there and some new pieces on their football team. I think we saw their team kind of age in front of us just, as the season went on this year. But I mean, anything's possible. It's hard to answer or know what the hell they're going to do. I have a hard time thinking Kyle Trask is just going to be the guy. So, yeah, I would think that, hey, draft and high-end free agent are definite possibilities. But I don't know how you can even kind of go down that road yet, or at least be too far down that road without knowing who your offensive coordinator is and kind of what your vision on the offensive side of the ball. So, there's a lot of work to be done there in Tampa. And I really don't know or don't have a feel for kind of where it could go. It's hard to figure it out right now. I could see them taking hey, let's start new, let's draft a quarterback and just try to, kind of rebuild a team and get younger and go that way. Or do they go, hey, I think if we, get healthy and get a free agent here and there and we get a pretty good, free agent quarterback out there, we think we can be back in the mix of things. I think that's what they got to figure out. I think I'm a little bit more along the lines of I think you might need to start new and just kind of restart your team instead of trying to put a Band-Aid on this team we got right now. But that's kind of my thoughts on the situation. Mike, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think they have a ton of issues, that they are definitely in rebuilding mode. They are paying the bill, and it's more dramatic and more obvious than the Rams bill. And the Rams bill came due far sooner than anyone thought. This is the one that they expect. This is the one that as you're drunk on the boat, throwing the trophy around and really enjoying that Super Bowl 55 win, that's one that is coming. This is the hangover that they knew was coming. When Tom Brady walks away, we're not going to be able to fill the stadium. Remember last year when he came back, they were selling season tickets with a 2-year
with
commitment.
Packages, right?
They knew that they're going to have a hard time. They're going to go back to the days where I remember being in the viewing room where we get the raw feed and we don't see commercials, and during halftime we get different views of the stadium. I remember one Buccaneers game where they had a wide-angle shot from one end zone at halftime of a game, and I know people leave, but there was nobody in the stadium. There was nobody there. Nobody was there. In a October, November game on a nice day in Florida, nobody was there because the team was just bad. And they're going to go back to that. They're going to have a hard time. And it's not something that there's no quick fix out there. There's no F them picks. They just have to try to build something. And you're going to have guys that want to move on. You're going to have, and I guess the key is just embrace it, understand what it is. Like we were saying earlier, when you're in that collision, just kind of go with it. Accept that in the short term, there's going to be some pain there. Don't fight it. Don't get desperate in your effort to try to push back against what you knew was coming. Just deal with it and make the best of it and try to lay the foundation for the future. That's all they can do.
Yeah.
That's all they can do. They still have to compete. They had their great run with Tom Brady, and now it's over, and now they go back to trying to figure out how to be competitive. Good news is they're in a bad division, so it's not as daunting as being in the NFC East or somewhere like that, and maybe they can get it figured out. But, it's going to be a ton of pressure on Todd Bowles, Chris, and his hot seats go for 2023.
Well, right. That's right. That's another aspect.
If it bottoms out, if they're 3-14, 4-13, he's probably done after 2020.
Right. Which then goes is he going to really be in favor of, let's draft a young quarterback and do the rookie thing, right? He's just going to go, well, damn, then I'm going to get fired at the end of the year because we probably won't be that good and we are rebuilding. That's what I mean. It's tough to call there. There's a lot of moving parts here. It's hard to kind of feel the direction of where they're going. Mike Evans is definitely not the same. Chris Godwin, it wasn't the same this year. And again, he's got an expensive contract, and who knows what the future holds there. After that, there's no big-time receiver on the roster. Running back, yeah, we saw, Vaughn, was it Vaughn? Or, one of the young running backs kind of come along this year, but Fournette, that's kind of done. Donovan Smith at left tackle, whoa, there's issues there. The defensive line, Levante David, I mean, they got little pieces everywhere that kind of need to be, retooled or at least get younger at. But I don't know what they're going to do with this quarterback situation. I think the offensive coordinator thing will be the first telltale sign as far as where they're going to go here.
And when you've got veteran players who've had a taste of being on a good contending team and won a Super Bowl and were in the divisional round and playoffs 3 straight years, they don't want to go back to being an also-ran. And they're going to start looking at their options and considering whether or not there's something else for them out there. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.